This particular video is for photographers that are trying to land their first clients. I know how difficult that is because I've been there. I've been in a situation where I've created photographs, but I couldn't get clients in. So in this video, I will help you understand the things you should do that would help you build a profitable business, starting with bringing that first customer in. Whether you are a starter in the commercial world or you're a fashion photographer, you are a business photographer, as they say, people that do headshots, whatever kind of genre of photography that you're doing, doesn't really matter. These principles that I would share here are principles that I've shared with several photographers across different genres over the last couple of years, and they have actually made progress and landed clients, made money, build profitable businesses out of it. The first thing is awareness. Obscurity is the problem. If people cannot see you, people do not know you. If people do not know you, they can't even know how good you are at doing what you say you can do. So you need to be able to put yourself out there so that more people can see you. Awareness. Put yourself out, put your work out, put your portfolio out, put your photographs out. If you're doing BTS videos, put it out there because that's the way people would get to know you. If you are not seen, it's difficult for people to even get to say, what do you do? Or maybe I need that thing that you do. How can you now help me? So you need to pay attention to the problem of obscurity. Visibility is king. You need to do everything that is in your power to be out there. You need to do everything that you can to put yourself, to put your portfolio out there, right? Because if you cannot put your portfolio out there, you are hiding on a rock. People in advertising say, of what use it is for you to wink at a girl in the dark. You'll be the only one that knows that you were winking at the girl. The girl would not know because it's all dark. So if you have something that is good, if you have something that you think can help some other person, why hide it? I always hear people say, maybe I'm doing so much, maybe I'm putting out a lot of content. There is nothing like putting out a lot of content. You never can tell who saw it yesterday or who will not see it today, right? Because you're not in control of how this platform shows your content to people. Even the people that are following you, they cannot see your content as you drop it. So you need to constantly put it out there. Don't say I put it out yesterday, I'm not supposed to put it out today. My analogy is always, if you have a storefront, if you like had a shop or a store, or you had an office in a mall or somewhere, would you say because you opened yesterday, you will not open today? Make it make sense, right? Or you said because I put out my clothing or my business materials, whether let's say you sell clothes, because you brought the mannequin outside yesterday and put clothes on it, you will not bring the mannequin out today again and put clothes on it. Make it make sense, right? So the idea is you need to consistently put yourself out, because what that does for you, it puts you in the possibility of someone discovering you and someone saying, oh, this guy has what I want, right? But sometimes people always say, I put it out there, but nobody is actually coming to me. That brings me to the second point, which is positioning. Awareness alone might not lead you to landing that first client. You need to understand what we call in business positioning. Your ability to understand who needs what you do, where can you find them, and how do those people perceive what value means. Then bringing that thing, presenting that value in what you do and taking it to them. Let me give you an example, right? Let's say you're in a commercial space, you're trying to shoot advertisements, right? You need to understand that if you do not position yourself in places where the people that create these kind of things for brands are, it is very difficult for you to get hired. You might be a good product photographer, you might be a good commercial photographer, you might be a good food photographer, but that will not land you those commercial gigs because awareness alone at that point is not enough. You need to position. And positioning in that case is you need to understand that these corporations, these establishments, they work with advertising agencies, right? And these advertising agencies are run by human beings. So your job is to figure out who are the people running these advertising agencies. Where can I find them? How can I put out my portfolio so that these people that have sort of a monopoly of who works with brands can get to see my portfolio and get to see what I can do? Because by just putting out your content everywhere, you are not being precise. So what positioning does for you is that you get to know who needs it. You get to know what they need, and you get to know where you can find them. Because let's say your clients are like on another platform, you are always on Instagram, you're always on maybe Twitter, but just in this case, your clients are on LinkedIn. If you're not putting out that content, your portfolio on LinkedIn, what happens is that you're not positioning yourself optimally for the people that hire the kind of photographers that do what you do. So you need to always come back to, which brings me to that part of strategy, because most people do this work for fun. They don't understand that it's strategy first before all of these things that I'm mentioning. That's how what I teach in my Clarity with Mo sessions, right? I get to build the strategy first, and then all of these things I'm mentioning, awareness, visibility, positioning, those things are things that we call tactics, the vehicles that help you deliver on the strategy. You need to first of all figure out what you do. Then you get to know who needs it. Then you get to know what is value to those people. And you now ask yourself, now I know who needs it, I know what I do, I know what value means to them. How am I able, or how will I be able to, or how can I possibly put that thing that they hold as value into the things that I do, so that when I put out my content in form of awareness and in form of when I'm positioning, these people would see my portfolio and they will see value in it, not just the photographs that I make. For example, you are into the headshot business, right? I run a successful headshot business. And I understand that when I'm photographing, let's say CEOs, these people are busy people. They do not have time. So what I'm offering them is not headshots alone for them to sell themselves as a product. Of course, that's one thing I do. But the other thing that I do that is value to these people is time. My ability to make professional headshots in less than 5 minutes. So I come to your office, in 10 minutes I've set up, make the headshot, collapse it, and in 10 minutes I'm out. So these people can go back to their normal business lives, and I'm not in their way of anything. That's valued. That's what they would want to pay more money for. Me ability to make photographs of them that would sell them as a product now becomes the cherry on the cake, right? Okay, maybe the icing on the cake or whatever they say. I'm not the pastry person, but you get the gist. So what I'm trying to say is that you need to figure out in your aspect of photography what people consider as value. And once you do that, think about how can I bring that thing that they think as value into what I do, and how can I communicate that. That brings me to the third thing, communication, right? And communication comes with messaging. If you do not understand how to communicate, it will be difficult for you to land the clients that you seek to serve. Because depending on who your ideal client is, your communication style would differ. You don't use the communication style of trying to get into corporate space, corporate events, and use the same communication style when you're actually photographing lifestyle and music artists, for example. Or you don't use the same communication style when you're a food photographer, making photographs for restaurants, making photographs for bakers, making photographs for magazines, and all of those advertising kind of stuff, right? You need to figure out who you are talking to so that the way you communicate with those people would help them understand what you're saying. People always think that the communication is, hi, this is what I do. I'm a photographer. If you need this, hire me. That's just you dumping information on people. You need to ask yourself, how do these people get to decipher what I'm saying? How do these people interact with information? How do these people get all the things that people say, decode the things that people say to them, so that the things that you're going to say are going to be in languages that they understand. Imagine you going to a place where you don't understand their language. For example, in Nigeria, maybe you're from the south, and you go up north and they're speaking Hausa and you do not understand Hausa. You might have what would help the people up there. But just because there is a language, a communication barrier or a language barrier, it will be very difficult for you to help them with the things that you know they need. So you need to understand the role of communication in all of this. And when I say communication, I'm not only talking about verbal communication. I'm talking about non-verbal communications. How you move, how you carry yourself, how you position yourself, how you put out yourself, and the things that you do. It helps build perception in the minds of people. So people will just look at you without you saying anything. People will look at your Instagram, if you're showing your portfolio on your Instagram. People will see your website, if you're putting your portfolio on your website, and say, I can work with this guy. He knows what he's doing. Or I cannot work with this person. He or she doesn't know what he's doing. So you need to understand that the things that you're not saying, but putting out, are as important as the things that you say. So do not just think about communication from the aspect of the things I say. Oh yeah, I said that. Think about it from the other aspect of the things I did not say that can actually make it work for you. I hope that helps.